Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to cbasswithdill, and today we're going to be making the best Philly cheesesteak sliders. Now, before we get into the recipe and the ingredients, do me that favor, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow, and make sure you hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of these great recipes. So for me, what really determines a better cheesesteak than the next cheesesteak is really going to be the meat and the seasoning that goes into it. A sandwich is a sandwich at the end of the day, but what are we going to do to this to make it really stand out? Well, we're doing sliders, so you know we got the King's Hawaiian rolls. Those are going to make it really nice, sweet, delicious. We got provolone cheese. We're using some shaved ribeye here. The seasoning is really just going to be some of my Bassetts blends all purpose, and then some Worcestershire sauce as well. That's really going to bring out the flavors in that. Bell peppers and onions. Look, if you're a mushroom person, go ahead, add some mushroom in there. But we're going to caramelize some sweet onion, then we'll hit it with that bell pepper and then add in our meat, cook that down really nice. And then to set it off, we're going to do a little bit of butter, garlic, and parsley to paint across the top of those buns to really just intensify that flavor. All right, guys, let's get into the dish. So the first thing we need to do is we need to slice up our onion. And we're going to go ahead and just slice this very, very thin. We're going to put this into a hot pan and we're going to get that nice and caramelized. I love caramelized onions. I think it adds a really, really great, intense flavor. So we're going to cut these nice and thin. That way they caramelize up very quickly. A lot of people just saute their onions for this with the peppers. But again, I'm looking for some really, really intense flavor for this. So we're going to go ahead and brown those up really, really nice. Onions are sliced up. We need to get ready to caramelize these. I've got a pan here on medium-high heat. I'll go ahead, add in some butter. We'll let that melt down a bit. And then we'll go ahead, add in our onions and season that. Butter's just about melted down. Pan's nice and hot. In go our onions. Go ahead, we give that a little stir, get those coated. Go ahead, hit this with a little bit of black pepper. And just a pinch of salt. All right, we'll let those cook down. While these are cooking, we'll go ahead and get our bell pepper all diced up and ready to add to our onions. All right, while our onions are caramelizing, I went ahead and I diced up some bell pepper here. Now it's totally up to you. You can either slice it really thin like this, keep it kind of the same consistency and size as those onions, or you can do like I've done. In this case, I just diced it up. I don't know, just what I felt like today. I think from a texture standpoint, a visual standpoint, I like diced better than the thinly sliced. So we'll go ahead, add these to our onions, and then we'll get our steak in and get that all seasoned up, and we'll be ready to put our sliders together. Our onions are starting to get a little bit of color on them. Let's go ahead, we'll add in our bell pepper. And then we're gonna hit it with just a little bit of my Bassett's Blends all-purpose seasoning. You can find that link in my bio, or just go visit my website or find it on Shopify. Go ahead, give this a good mix. We'll let this cook for just another minute or two, and then we'll go ahead and add in bell peppers. Are starting to soften up a little bit. Smells great. Time to add in our shaved ribeye. All right, ribeye got a lot of great flavor. Gonna add this into our pot here. I've also got a little bit thicker sliced ribeye, again, for texture purposes. Texture is what really makes a great sandwich. So we get all of our meat in here. Go ahead, give this a nice little stir. Get that all incorporated. Oh yeah. Mix that all together. And again, we've added another ingredient. We've got to season a little bit more. So we've got the Bassett's Blend, all-purpose. Again, as much or as little as you like. Let's season that to your preference. Then we're going to hit this with a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. Again, that's going to add some really great flavor in here. Give that another mix. Oh yeah. Let that cook. We'll scrape up all of our flavor off the bottom. That's that butter from those caramelized onions. That's going to add a lot of intense flavor to this and just really bring this sandwich together. Last thing that we need to do is we're going to add just a little bit of squeeze of some garlic paste. Really bring these flavors together and really make this sandwich stand out. All right, let's cook this down till our steak is cooked through, and then we'll go ahead and we'll build our sliders. Right after just a few minutes, our meat is fully cooked through. Our peppers, our onions are nice and tender and soft. It's time to put our sandwich sliders. Today we're using King's Hawaiian rolls, and I find that anytime you're using like a fresh, sort of softer loaf of bread, the easiest way to cut that is with a serrated knife. I use my chef knife 99% of the time for everything that I do, but again, with bread, a serrated knife works best. So as they say, right tool for the right job will get it done perfect every time. So we'll just go around, get this nice and sliced into 2 halves. And now it's time to build our sandwich. I'm a mayo on my cheesesteak, so we're gonna hit this a little bit of mayo on the bottom. And then next we're gonna go down with some provolone cheese. Then we're gonna go down with about half of our mix, right? Our cheesesteak. That's really hot. And then of course we're gonna go down with another layer of cheese. Look, like I said, if it's not cheesy, it's just not a cheesesteak. I gotta have cheese. Now we're not gonna do cheese whiz on this one. That's just not my thing for a cheesesteak, but provolone is definitely where it's at. Now we'll go ahead, we'll add the rest of our steak. Spread that out. Nice and even. We're gonna put mayo on that top bun as well. And one more layer of cheese for this. Oh, that's gonna be delicious. And then our top bun. And this is gonna go in the oven at 375 degrees for about 10 minutes. Till that cheese gets nice and melted and the top gets toasted. We'll hit it with a little garlic butter and finish it off. Top layer on. There we go. And into the oven she goes. Just pulled the sliders out of the oven. They've been in, like I said, about 10 minutes. And we've got a really nice golden brown color here on the top. And we're just gonna paint these up with this garlic butter to finish it off for the last few minutes. And again, just really bring these things together and have a great flavor. I mean, that garlic, but nothing smells better than I think parsley garlic butter. I mean, it's got aroma, it's got flavor, it's got everything that you could possibly need to really set a sandwich off. We'll go ahead, finish it off with just a little bit of Parmesan cheese. I told you I love cheese, guys. There's no such thing as too much cheese. It doesn't exist. All right, back into the oven, 5 more minutes, and then we're gonna get into these and taste them. And I can smell it. They're so good already. All right, 5 more minutes. Just pull the sliders out of the oven after we hit them with that garlic butter. We got a nice crust on the top, but they're still super soft. I'm gonna hit them with this, a little bit more of this garlic butter to finish it off. Oh man, these just smell amazing. And look even better. The way I just want to grab one of these right now, but I know it's hot. It's gonna burn my mouth. So we're gonna be patient and give it just a minute to rest, and then we'll go ahead for the test. I can't wait anymore. I'm just going in. We're gonna give this a nice little pull here. If I can get the whole thing on there. Oh man. Okay. There we go. Hey, sometimes you just gotta use your fingers, right? Oh,
Hey, man, do me a favor, like, subscribe, follow, hit that notification bell, because you're gonna want this. Oh, that's rich. That is rich. Until the next dish, y'all.